Here on Democracy Now!, democracynow.org, the War and Peace Report, I'm Amy Goodman. North Korea is threatening to cancel the June 12th U.S.-North Korean summit after President Trump's national security advisor, John Bolton, said the U.S. should use the Libyan model for denuclearization. In 2003, Libya negotiated sanctions relief from the United States in exchange for announcing its nuclear program and welcoming international inspectors to verify the dismantlement. 8 years later, the U.S. and other nations attacked Libya, toppling and killing Libyan leader Muammar Gaddafi. We're joined right now by Christine Hong. She's an associate professor here at the University of California, Santa Cruz, executive board member of the Korea Policy Institute, has spent time in North Korea, including a visit to the country as part of a North American peace delegation. Welcome to Democracy Now! Professor Hong, talk about what you think is happening with the summit and what exactly Trump's national security advisor has said, many said, threatened.
Right. So what North Korea right now is stating is that it objects to the fact that the United States and South Korea are engaged in massive war exercises. And this is on the eve of a historically unprecedented summit between the United States and North Korea. So these war exercises, Max Thunder, basically they operationalize 100 warplanes. This includes F-22 nuclear-capable aircraft, as well as potentially B-52 bombers. And, you know, as many people probably now know, these types of war exercises, they have simulated, historically in the past, the dropping of nuclear munitions on the Korean Peninsula in a simulated, quote-unquote, preemptive strike against North Korea. And so recently, the leaders of North and South Korea met. They hammered out a historic Panmunjom Declaration for the peace, prosperity, and reunification of the Korean Peninsula. And what they called upon, or they called for, was actually the denuclearization of the entire Korean Peninsula. This shouldn't be narrowly understood as singularly North Korea's responsibility. This implies a commensurate obligation on the part of the United States. When the United States puts into play on the eve of the summit nuclear-capable aircraft that simulate a nuclear first strike against North Korea rightly sees this as a provocative action that's meant to sabotage the possibility of any sort of peace negotiations. As for the Libya model that you mentioned, you know, the Vice Minister of Foreign Affairs in North Korea, Kye-gwan, just came out with a statement recently and stated that North Korea is under no illusions about the nature of John Bolton's politics and that they find him, and the term was repugnant. And, you know,
now, John Bolton under George W. Bush, and again, he wasn't approved by the Senate as U.S. ambassador to the UN at the time because Bush knew he couldn't be, so he made a recess appointment of him. He was instrumental in making sure the U.S. did not participate in basically vetoing a nuclear deal with North Korea.
Well, I mean, as recently as February, John Bolton wrote for the Wall Street Journal stating that the United States should engage in a preemptive nuclear strike against North Korea. So this is the person right now who is, you know, basically fanning the war flames. And what North Korea has often referenced Libya and Iraq as models of regime change. And so when John Bolton is speaking about the Libya model of denuclearization, North Korea understands precisely what that means. That means, you know, dismantle your nuclear program. And of course, North Korea is far more advanced than Libya. North Korea is a de facto nuclear state. And so give up your nuclear program and make yourself completely defenseless and prepare for a war intervention on the part of the United States that will fundamentally destabilize your society.
Do you think this will happen? Do you think the summit will take place?
I hope it will.
We're going to leave it there, but we're going to do part 2, and we're going to post it online and web exclusives at democracynow.org. Christine Hong, associate professor here at University of California, Santa Cruz, executive board member of the Korea Policy Institute. That does it for our show. I'm speaking here tonight along with Daniel Ellsberg at the University of California, Santa Cruz at the college's 9 and 10 multi-purpose room at 7:30. The event will be live streamed. You can go to democracynow.org for more information. Everyone is welcome. That does it for our show. Democracy Now! Is produced by Mike Burke, Renee Feltz, Dina Guzder, Nermeen Sheikh, Carla Wills, Laura Gottesdiener, Sam Alcoff, John Hamilton, Robbie Karen, Hani Massoud, Sharina Nadura. Special thanks to Julie Crosby, Paul Huckabee. I'm Amy Goodman. Thanks for joining us.